So sure, 16 years into rewards, and I could say that I never had a dull day at office. Rewards work at the intersection of economics, statistics, and people behavior. So it just gives or impacts both the structure and culture of the organization. We, if you, I look back at my career, I have had so many high impact experiences in rewards. So as an individual or as a human, we all are driven by incentives. Someone could be driven by growth, career, money. Some may be driven by work-life balance, a good business problem to solve for, and some of us are driven by a combination of all. That's what I call as high impact experiences, which I think reward has provided me in last 16 years. Having said that, that doesn't mean that other HR roles don't provide that experience, or other HR roles would not happen in future. But at the moment, I still find my mojo in rewards. Some of the high impact experiences in past has been driving job architecture for an organization, creating some of the gamified incentive program to make it a little more exciting and engaging for employees, uh, helping business to have a seamless acquisition or seamless divestiture in overall, apart from our BAUs. So overall, this has given me a complete experience, and as I said, it still gives me my mojo in rewards. So there has been quite a few that has changed, and I think AI in the recent times have changed quite a bit of my beliefs, or busted some of the beliefs altogether. But I'll give probably two examples, one each. One wherein I still continue to hold closer to my heart, and one wherein it has changed drastically over a period of time. So one belief that I still keep very close to myself is, in rewards, we drive behaviors through numbers. You talk to people, you try to give them narrative, but once you add data to it, it just changes the entire mindset for those leaders or those individuals that you're talking to. You talk about market data, you talk about compa ratio, you talk about attrition rate for business, and try to help them solve a real business problem. The moment you put a data points into picture, it just changes the entire conversation and builds more trust into conversation. Probably can share an example, because why I continue to believe in that is from a very old experience that I had, probably in older times when reward used to create or run the pay review exercises for organization. I had a very newly made manager coming to me asking that, you know what, I have two people reporting into me with similar performance, but I saw HR has given two different percentage increase to them. Very harmless question, and could be very natural for a new manager. But when I sat with him, explained him that the percentages are driven on individual salary, and spoke to him about the concept of comparison ratio, he understood. So that's where I think it helps to have a more data driven conversation with business leaders. The other belief that I feel I have changed a lot. So my earlier experience or my earlier belief in rewards, and I still, some part of it I still hold closer to myself, is as rewards we need to provide three distinct role to business. One is obviously domain expertise. Second one is change manager. So when you drive changes, you need to act like a change agent for business. And third one is trusted partner. So that when you are providing a solution, business trusts that this solution is going to enable them achieve their results. So I used to put a lot of emphasis on domain expertise. But over a period of time, I think one of the things that has changed is capability in individual has given way to learnability. I now believe that you could make people learn as long as that learnability quotient is high, and it has changed drastically that I no more try to see 100% fit into a role, but I try to find people who could who have high learnability quotient and who are willing to take on challenges heads on when taking up a role. So before I touch upon gamification and rewards, I just want to touch upon on engagement. There have been numerous studies which says that engagement or high engagement not only drives productivity but reduces attrition. And there are various reports which gives this number of productivity to the tune of 40 to 70%, that a highly engaged person will be 40% more effective and efficient than your lowly engaged talent. However, so driving or investing in employee engagement is a selfish motive to drive productivity, right? And that's where gamification helps. So, quite a bit of gamification is done to bring in engagement, but a lot of gamification is done to bring the excitement in the work, day-to-day work that people do. Think about an individual who doesn't have any view of how his incentive plan has been set. While he or she receives their incentive based on some performance data which has been discussed by manager, but doesn't have that clarity. Move that to a scenario wherein that individual knows what the target looking like, and with multiple targets comes multiple incentive. So if I achieve 70%, I get X amount. If I achieve 100%, I get Y amount. And if I achieve 120% of my target, I receive something else. So this is one very simple example to gamify rewards in a way that brings some excitement. Other could be that with AI coming in, think about a scenario wherein an individual has all avenues available to design or decide about his or her compensation. What if someone drives their compensation based on their life scenarios? With a lot of employees now has having a mix from across different generation, we cannot have one size fits all, but that's where gamification helps us creating a, probably in older times when kids used to learn skates, there were skate shoes which you could tweak to fit in different kids. I think gamification offers same skate shoe option to rewards, that you could provide a simplified philosophy but yet provide very unique experience to each individual based on their life scenario, based on their choices, that how what they want to drive, and based on what exactly they need from their rewards to be. And that's what excites me to drive this into rewards. From where this came as a practice, so I think uh, gamification for me has always come from the sports, that people drives bring autonomy, bring decision making, some of it that we try to drive in organizational context as well. So it comes from games, but it also has come mostly from the structure that rewards provide, which are structurally more sound but feel a little distant to employees. So how could we bring it more closer to employees is what we try to drive through gamification. Uh, an interesting question, because you changing behavior through numbers cannot only happen in rewards, but you could do it across all the facets of HR. Think about it, a business looking for a recruitment solution, and you typically know where exactly your talent landscape is, how much time it would take to bring a talent from X industry, which could be 100% fit, which could be 70% fit, or which could be 80% fit. Then it becomes more of a cost benefit analysis for business. Even in rewards, how you the example that I was quoting, that a leader came and asking that why do we have two different percentages for similarly performing talent, and then you talk about compa ratio, market data, and try to explain that at some point in time you would want to bring people performing at similar role at similar level more closer into their salary, and hence reward processes are designed in a way to help them. You gamify some of these rewards practices to create more number driven result from employees. So overall, what you drive through data is what you probably get more objectively done in business. And I truly believe in a statement that was given by Edward Deming, that in God we trust, everyone else brings data. So data driven decisions are always more objective, and it brings, or it creates, a trusted advisorship from rewards to business. So I think that's where I always believe that when you try to bring any decision making, it should be driven by data. AI is in disrupting the world of work. You would see that more and more investment and enhancement is happening in the area where in the area of bots, artificial intelligence, which obviously would change your talent landscape, how businesses would work, the need of new kind of talent investment, the need to train or invest in the learning of your current talent. So this probably would make the life of an HR leader more difficult going forward, that where to find that balance between human and bot talent. And I think some of the organization have already started creating those investment, that when I see some of the organization wherein the HR talent is now also investing and bringing AI enablement into their portfolio. It just goes on to show that the future of HR will not only be about supporting the business, but the businesses or companies expect HR to reach that milestone earlier, so that they don't have to partner business, but they have to guide businesses to reach where exactly they want to reach. So I think the only message that I would probably give is that the world of work is very changing at a rapid pace. So how to keep pace with those changing pace, that HR doesn't doesn't only partner the business, but act as more of a guide to business to bring them on this journey.